Hi everyone. Have you ever heard of Fort Desoto in St. Petersburg, Florida? It's a great place to visit, but it's a lot more than just a fort. Today's lesson with Learn English Florida will talk about Fort Desoto, which we visited recently and we've been to many other times. I'm Vanessa, your teacher. Fort Desoto is located in St. Petersburg, Florida, about half hour to 40 minutes south of Tampa, and maybe 40 minutes from the Bradenton area. It's a beautiful, almost like an island kind of area. But as I said, it has a lot more than a fort. It has a beach area. It has camping. It has rental bikes and kayaks and a museum, etc., etc. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So Fort Desoto is named for the Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto, who came to the area in the 1500s. Before that, and I believe maybe after that, there were obviously Native Americans who were living on the land. And then if you go forward in history, the fort was built and was used during the Spanish-American War in the late 1800s. The war happened just for a very short period of time, less than a year. But soldiers did live there, and some of the soldiers got sick from yellow fever. They were kept on the fort for a quarantine to stay away from other people so they wouldn't get sick. Then if you go forward to World War II, there were bombing tests that were also done at Fort Desoto. Fort Desoto became a park, a Florida state park, in the 1960s as part of Pinellas County. So, one major reason people visit is to go to the beautiful beaches that are located there. There are wide open spaces and there are lots of shells you can find. But if you want an even more unique experience, you can go to Fort Desoto and take a boat ride for maybe 20 minutes to go to Egmont Key or Shell Key. Egmont Key has a lighthouse and it also has a beach area. Then Shell Key, just like the name says, has lots and lots of shells. So if you have a boat, you can get to those places on your own. But if you don't, you can take, I believe it's called a ferry, I don't remember offhand. You could take the ferry to get over to Egmont or Shell Key. As mentioned, you can go camping at Fort Desoto. It's very popular for that. Or you can rent a kayak or a bicycle to go around the fort area and the land, which I believe is around 5 miles. So then there's the fort itself. It can feel very hot walking around the fort, and there are mosquitoes in the hot weather. But it's still very interesting to see the different rooms where the soldiers were working, and the fort is said to be haunted. So be careful if you're there at nighttime. There's also a quartermaster museum. It's small, but it's a nice way to go and see the way that the soldiers lived. Another nice thing about Fort Desoto is you can see from part of the island, you could see the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which connects Manatee County to Pinellas County and St. Pete. It's a beautiful bridge, beautiful to see the architecture. and people go fishing off of the bridge, but of course you can also go fishing at Fort Desoto Park. One last bonus. The last time we visited Fort Desoto, we made the drive to an Italian market called Mazzaro's, which has lots of authentic Italian products. It was a great way to have lunch after spending the morning at Fort Desoto Park. Please watch our second video this week for pictures of Fort Desoto, which we think you should visit if you come to the area. Thanks for watching.